Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Before I start, I want to thank Eureka for sponsoring, and I want you to go to eureka.biz to get your big idea started right away. Especially during these times, because you probably don't have anything else better to do. So, this is Kentucky, a video of an interesting Senate race, but not too competitive other than that, unfortunately, for my views. So in 2016, Donald Trump won this race by historic margins. He won it by nearly 30 points. The biggest blowout for a Republican since, the days of Ronald Reagan. Because remember, the Bill Clinton, he won this twice. Al Gore came pretty close in 2000. John Kerry made it competitive in 2004. And so it wasn't too competitive in 2008 or 2012, but this was a disaster for Democrats here. Now, this state is probably going to trend to the left relative to what happened in 2016, but Trump's still going to win it by a very safe margin. And I think he'll win it by, like 20 points, maybe a little less. But, yeah. So, as I mentioned, the Republicans are getting momentum. They've won, I believe the past 4 races, or 5 races I've called for them. Or actually 4. Kentucky, Indiana, Iowa, and Kansas, I've all called for them. But we do have an interesting Senate race where the Democrats are trying to unseat incumbent Mitch McConnell. McConnell is very unpopular and is the Democrat, and I bet that if you ask the Democrats who you want to see out of the Senate, it's Mitch McConnell. So McConnell is unpopular, and his Democratic opponent, Amy McGrath, out fundraising him, but he'll still probably win because he's done it before. In 2014, at this time, he was very unpopular, and most of this race being very competitive, but it wasn't actually, and he ended up winning by 15 points, which is a safe margin. However, McGrath is a very strong opponent, as we saw she made a rural congressional district become a very competitive seat. So she is a very strong campaigner and has a good chance at winning this, considering this is Kentucky, but I don't expect her to win. Especially because the polling data doesn't have her ahead. So you can add 1 Senate seat for the Republicans in Kentucky. Now, the House is not too interesting, unfortunately. James Comer, the incumbent in the 1st District, very solid for the Republicans. Same with Brett, got 3. Now, this is the one urban district in Kentucky. John Yarmouth from the 3rd District, he will hold on his seat. I think this is the congressional district that Louisville is in. In the 4th District, Thomas Massie, who John Kerry called an asshole, he is not too unpopular, so he'll win re-election, I'm going to assume. And Hal Rogers in the 5th District, a solid Republican district, will stay with the Republicans. Now, this is probably the most interesting district, Andy Barr's district. Barr is, again, Andy Barr is, he was popular incumbent, very beloved by a lot of his constituents, but in 2018, Amy McGrath, who's now running for Senate, she raised $10 million nearly in a very rural district. I mean, this is competitive. However, it will not be competitive this year because Amy McGrath isn't running. So, yeah, it'll go to Barr by a much bigger margin than it was in 2018. So Kentucky is staying red for the Republicans all around, except for that one blue district. As you can see, a little blip in a sea of red between Indiana and Kentucky. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I have a Patreon for those of you who want to go above and beyond, but all I expect in whatever I want for you guys is to subscribe, because subscribing does really help me out so I can get monetized, get better equipment, and watch hours. Please go ahead and do watch my other videos. I just released a podcast yesterday about, with Per Political Talk. We collab weekly for this podcast, and I hope that you will check it out. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.